Imagine yourself on Mount Olympus, where the air is thin and time flows differently. Before you, seated on his throne of clouds and lightning, Zeus gazes grimly down at the earth below. His anger over Prometheus's theft burns like the fire that was gifted to humanity. But in his gaze, there's something else. A plan is taking shape. In the corner of his divine workshop, Hephaestus is already shaping clay with expert hands. Under his touch, something extraordinary is taking form. A woman of unparalleled beauty, a living work of art. She is not just a woman, she is a poisoned gift destined to change the fate of humanity forever. Her name is Pandora, the one who brings all gifts. But no one could have imagined the true nature of the gifts she would carry.
Welcome to Medusa, the Sisterhood of Myth, the podcast that uncovers the hidden stories and contradictions of the women of Greek mythology. I'm Gabriel.
And I'm Georgia. Every week, we guide you through myths reimagined with a modern lens. Today, we'll dive into the story of Pandora, a figure as famous as she is misunderstood. Get ready, because this isn't the Pandora you thought you knew.
Pandora was created by order of Zeus as an act of vengeance against Prometheus for stealing fire and giving light to humanity. Zeus instructed Hephaestus to shape a woman of divine beauty, adorned with the most precious gifts of the gods. Aphrodite gave her grace and irresistible charm, Athene the art of craftsmanship and intelligence, and Hermes cunning and eloquence. Yet these seemingly splendid gifts concealed Zeus's true intention. Through Pandora, he would bring his punishment to humanity.
Pandora's curiosity, instilled in her by Hermes, proved stronger than Zeus's prohibition. Shortly after her marriage to Epimetheus, driven by mystery and the forbidden, Pandora lifted the lid of the jar. From it spilled all the evils of the world, disease, death, and suffering. Imagine that moment of absolute silence, that suspended instant between opening the jar and realizing what had happened. The weight of Pandora's solitude, as she understood she could never undo her action. And yet, before the jar was completely closed, one thing remained at the bottom, a gift unexpected and precious. Hope. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on the true nature of this story. Here we have a divine creation whose only flaw was curiosity, a trait deliberately placed in her by the very gods who would later condemn her.
Exactly. As scholar Eva Cantarella pointed out, Pandora represents the origin of the gender divide in Greek culture. She embodies not only condemned female curiosity, but also the social construction of femininity, a figure created by men to serve their purposes, only to be demonized for her nature. And it's no coincidence that Pandora is often compared to Eve, the first woman of biblical tradition. Like Pandora, Eve was blamed for bringing misfortune into the world. Both figures reflect male anxiety over female power and the desire for knowledge.
Pandora's jar transcends its role as a simple container. It symbolizes our eternal struggle between fear and courage, between the comfort of ignorance and the price of knowledge. In every era and every culture, we encounter these metaphorical jars, moments of choice that can change everything.
Each of us carries a Pandora's jar within. We feel it in the decisions that terrify us, the changes we postpone, the truths we fear to face. But it's in those moments of darkness that hope reveals its true nature, not just a feeling, but a primal force, as ancient as humanity itself.
Pandora's true gift wasn't hope itself. It was showing us that the courage to open the jar, to face the unknown, is what makes us profoundly human. In every moment of doubt, in every instant of fear, we carry that same spark that drove Pandora to lift the lid.
Perhaps that's the true meaning of her myth. Not a warning against curiosity, but an invitation to remember that even in the hardest choices, even when all seems lost, hope remains. Not as a fragile comfort, but as a stubborn light that refuses to go out. It's the heartbeat of humanity, the whisper that urges us to look beyond the horizon.
In our next episode, we'll explore Artemis, the goddess who swore to protect freedom and balance between independence and connection.
And remember, curiosity doesn't just open jars, it opens doors, and often, those doors lead to a future we never knew we could imagine. See you next time.